Welcome, race fans. It is Tuesday night Trucks TNT. I am Scott Kolovic, and this is KMA TV, and we are getting ready to roll through 125 laps out here tonight at Charlotte. Week 3 of 12. This is Charlotte week. Boys had a good night last night. Ryan Kuhn bringing her home last night. See if Ryan Kuhn can do it again. Let's see where these drivers are stacking up on their qualifying order. Out there on that front line, we've got Mark Jackson, 29.333, putting the over-the-top paints and designs Chevy Silverado into that first place position on that pole. Travis Browder sitting in second position. Mark with a 29.333, Travis with a 29.382. Very tight times. Devin Armstrong sitting in third position. David Washington fourth position, and Garrett Potts sitting back in fifth. Sixth position belonging to Craig Kinney. Brandon Jenkins in seventh. Greg McClendon back in eighth. Ninth position, Bob Wells and Derek Glachaki rounding out our top 10. Position 11 belonging to Sean Dewar. Ronald Klein back in 12th. Reagan Parent sitting in 13th. Douglas Hess in 14th. And Everett Lane rounding out our top 15 drivers. 16th belonging to Pat Rouchet. Alan Larson sitting in 17th. Anthony Poston in 18th. Ryan Kuhn not qualifying. Donald Stewart not qualifying. David Casey, John Pansula. Joel Wood joining us tonight. Richard Brose, our Thursday night sponsor, sitting back in 24th. Ivan Garcia, James Brownfield. Harry Dodd, Maurice Johnson, John Estes, Kevin Scott Nelson, and Joel Guy near the rear of the field, along with Danny Rudy, Chris Ho. All right, there is your field, ladies and gentlemen. 34 drivers out here tonight. 125 laps to get her done. In our Tuesday night series, brought to you by Jason Russo and Pro Automotive. Mark Jackson side by side with Travis Browder. 125 laps. David Washington, Ryan Kuhn in the rear of the field. That'll be really interesting to see how that shapes up, to see if Ryan and David can work their way through this field and get back up there on the front, where they have been extremely consistent in our first 7 races that we have ran so far. Now, what we're doing, folks, 1 track per week, all 3 classifications vehicles. Last night was the Xfinity class. Tonight is the trucks, and on Tuesday night, the Cup cars. Travis Browder tied on the heels of Mark Jackson. Devin Armstrong up there in third position, starting to get it on a little bit. David Washington already up to position 3. 3 wide action, mid-pack. Brandon Jenkins in the 0-8. A little bit of rear ending going on there with Derek Lachaki. Off to a very nice start out here tonight. Lap 2 of 125, that's always a promising sign. Charlotte, one of my favorite tracks. Beautiful morning out here today. Mark Jackson, Travis Browder getting a huge run. field already starting to break up in front. Ryan Kuhn sitting in 15th position. Ryan Kuhn racing side by side with Sean Dewar. Old Schools Motorsports, along with 27 up Douglas Hess. Looks like Sean has got a run on that inside lane. Ryan Kuhn in the number 11 preferring that outer lane. Number 27 of Douglas Hess, side by side with 38 of Bad Bob Wells. Bob Wells doing pretty good tonight, working his way up to 11th position. Coming up on the 03 of Derek Lachocki. Derek Lachocki on the number 40 of Eric Potts. Ronald Klein, Brandon Jenkins, and Greg McClendon in a nice three-long battle for position 6. Haven't seen Brandon Jenkins for quite a while. He's been AFK. Good to see Brandon back in his normal number, 08. Be very careful out here tonight, making sure he's got all the rest knocked off. Greg McClendon in the number 23. Big shout out there to Greg McClendon, our Friday night sponsor. Got smoke on the track, smoke on the track.
Caution.
03. Derek Lachocki trying to drive up into that wall. And right there is the caution, ladies and gentlemen, as the number 62 makes a little bit of contact there. Joel Guy and James Brown making contact as well. Had about 2 or 3 different things going on out there at once. Richard Brose caught up into it as well. The 79 of Joel Wood, I do believe, got caught up into it as well, not able to avoid the melee. Spun by the number 87. 87 trying to check up. David Casey involved as well. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that might have been the big one of the night. Seven trucks caught up into it, 4 with major damage. Underneath our first caution of the night, that'll put Greg McClendon out there on that front line. David Washington, Travis Browder, Craig Kinney, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th underneath our first caution of the night. Mark Jackson sitting in 3rd position, in the number 3 and 5th position. High hopes out here for Mark Jackson. Garrett Potts, position 8 in the number 40. How about it, Garrett Potts? Have you got a copy?
I'm good. How about you, Scott?
Doing very good. How are you doing out here tonight at Charlotte? A little bit of an early caution tonight.
I'm questioning. I'm not sure how the tires are going to wear just yet. I messed up in practice and didn't focus enough on it. So I was saving there, and then I was getting run over. So I don't know if they're just not falling off. Everybody else knows that, or if I just need to pick it up and hold track position on this first run and see what we can do. So I'm a little bit twisted, and a little bit confused right now. So I'm trying to figure it out.
So you're not real sure about the long haul tonight?
No, we didn't in practice. I think I only got about 15 laps on the tires, and they were still sticking okay. So we'll see. But we definitely got a lot to learn tonight. And as the track rubber's up, it's going to change. So we'll see what we can do.
All right, copy that. Well, tell me one thing I know you know about, and that is Potts Racing. Tell me all about Potts Racing.
Well, we were getting ready for the 2018 season, which is just me and my brother. He's one of my crew members, and I got a buddy named Brady Fisher, and all of us, we work on my mini stock car. Right now, the engine's tore down. We're getting ready to build up this weekend and hopefully put a body on the car and be ready. We have a big race coming up on the 3rd, and it's going to a lot riding on that big race. So it'll be our first time taking out this car. So we'll have to find out how that works. But just a single car, driving my own car, and trying to make a dream work.
All right, sounds like a plan. Good luck to you, Garrett Potts.
Thank you, Scott.
Garrett Potts out there running with Potts Racing. Garrett Potts restarting in 7th position tonight. Side by side with 08 of Brandon Jenkins. Greg McClendon, our current race leader. David Washington, Travis Browder, 2 and 3. Pace car in. Greg Holding, and away they go. Heading down into turn 1. Brandon with the run on the outside up to that high lane. Brandon goes. Garrett picking up that speed that he needs. Not quite clear of 27 though. That 27 coming underneath Garrett. And 27 up and clear. Garrett Potts losing 2 positions on that restart. Sean Dewar with Old Schools Motorsports, currently 11th. Started off tonight's race in 11th. Well, I'd call that a pretty good night so far. Richard Brose, give him hell in the number 87 Chevy Silverado. Started out 24th, already up to position 13. Danny Rudy hot on the heels of Richard Brose. Dan's top-notch heating and cooling. Running for position 14. James Brown, Sunday Money Series. Running with Cora Championship Online Racing Association. Big shout out there to James Brown in his association with PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. Looking like he's got a little bit of side damage out there on the 00. Not a good thing, not a good thing. Getting ready to get into some high-speed traffic here. Losing a little bit of momentum up there. Side by side with Devin. James Brown running a little bit slower. There's some damage going on. Anthony Poston in the number 31 Village Bank. Big shout out there too. Anthony Poston showing his Sport 4 Max mount in the Toyota. Number 31 side by side with the number 62 Chevy, Sean Dewar. Max mount. Device handheld holder. Device. You stick up there, you mount it up there to your dash, holds your devices. Enabling hands-free. Everett Lane in the number 24 onto the rear end of Bob Wells in the Gas Monkey, battling for position 9. Everett Lane started 15th, currently up to 10th position as they fly by the number 79 of Joel Wood. Ryan Kuhn on the inside of the 03 of Derek Chaki. Ryan Kuhn has worked his way up to position 14. We do have a new race leader. We have got Travis Browder out there in front of the number 98 of David Washington. Big shout out there to Travis Browder. Travis actually leading his 12th lap of the night. David Washington. No laps led for David Washington. Richard Brose caught up with the prior caution. Unfortunately out for the night. Greg McClendon drops to 3rd position. Craig Kinney up to 4th. Douglas Hess making her way up to the front. Brandon Jenkins up to 6th. Brandon making a good comeback. AFK for at least 6 months, first night back. But I tell you what, Brandon putting a move on this Charlotte track, and we may have a caution, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Jackson going for a ride along with the number 24. And we're going to see what happened with that 24. 24 chose to do a dive down and just did not work out for him. And no caution will fly. We are still green flag racing. Tough break there for Mark Jackson and Everett Lane. But they are alive. They are still rolling out here tonight. That'll put Mark Jackson dropping back to position 14. Everett Lane to position 11. Greg McClendon for 3rd position. Craig Kinney running tonight from 4th. Craig Kinney, Douglas Hess, Brandon Jenkins, and Garrett Potts putting on a good fight for position 4 on lap 25 of 125. One caution, 3 lead changes. Douglas Hess down onto that inside lane, outside lane, being led by the number 90. A little bit quicker up high. Garrett Potts up on the high side as well. Douglas Hess strapped down on that low lane. Number 90, Craig Kinney down to that low lane. Brandon Jenkins up high. That'll put Brandon and the number 90 of Craig Kinney side by side, but there goes Craig Kinney. Garrett trying to get past the number 90 up on the high side. Caution is out. Taking a look at the number 24 That is the number 24. We're going to have to back that up. I do believe that is Everett Lane. One more time. Everett Lane making contact with the 0-3. Looks like the 0-3 possibly drifting up just a little bit more than Everett was anticipating. And take a look at that from a different angle here. The 0-3 coming up just a hair. Derek Lachaki and Everett Lane tangling it up. And I tell you what, Everett Lane, poor old Everett, he has had his bumps and bruises out here tonight. Second caution of the night. Coming out on lap 27. Mark Jackson getting some definite repairs on the number 3 Chevy Silverado. Joel Guy into pit row as well. Harry Dodd has fallen too, 2 laps down. Lined up behind the pace car, hoping to get his free pass. Kevin Scott Nelson, unfortunately, 2 laps down. Joel Wood making his way into pit row, 3 laps down for Joel Wood. Alden Larson sitting at 4 down. Tough night out here for the number 21. John Panstula sitting at 8 laps down. Lap 29 of 125 is Mark Jackson. One more time, our pole sitter for the night, making his way back into pit row. Going to get up some finishing repairs on the over-the-top paints and designs. Chevy Silverado, big shout out there too. John Hedrick. David Washington, Greg McClendon, and Travis Browder are top 3. Race 3, Charlotte Week in our 12-week series. This is Tuesday Night Trucks TNT, brought to you by Jason Russo and Pro Automotive. Underneath our second caution of the night on lap 29. Thursday night Super Speedway Series at Daytona. 100 laps in the throwback Chevy Impala 2011. Brought to you by Richard Brose. Friday night we return to Charlotte for the Cup Cars. Ryan Kuhn leading in our point series. Across the board, Ryan Kuhn with an extremely hard-earned, well-deserved high I rating comes into these point races we have, and well, honestly makes it look pretty easy. Hard work and determination. Dave Washington, a bit of a trainer himself in our last interview, talked about how he is a helper and a trainer. In-car camera with Bob Wells. Bob Wells cycling up through those gears, trying to get a run going on that outside. As Doug and Devin slide on by, Bob Wells dropping down to that inside lane. Single file formation with Devin and Doug. Bob Wells, 9th position. Charlotte, a relatively well-sized track. Get out here and get her done very easily. But you got to be careful in those corners. You got to work those corners just right. Not really a brake track per se. More of a let-off, coast, hammer it back down track. As Bob Wells showing us how to get her done on lap 32 of 125. Garrett Potts on the rear end of the number 40, number 90 of Craig Kenny. Garrett Potts in 6th position. Top 4 drivers, David Washington, Travis Browder, Greg McClendon, and Brandon Jenkins. Travis Browder has led the most laps out here tonight, leading 20. David Washington leading 6. Travis and David trying to pull away from Greg McClendon and Brandon Jenkins. Brandon sitting at about a half second back. Craig Kenny in 5th position, 1 second back, along with Garrett Potts at 1.1. Devin Armstrong still charging forward in number 33. Over the top paints and designs, Chevy Silverado. Ryan Kuhn back in 9th position in the number 11 tonight. Ryan taking it a little bit easy. Last night's winner in the Xfinity class. Bob Wells to 8th position, and Ivan Garcia. We haven't talked about Ivan tonight. Good to see Ivan out there in the number 12, racing along with Anthony Poston and James Brown. Good to see James Brown still out there. Number 78 of Donald Stewart. Donald sitting back in 14th position. Ronald Klein in the number 76 RTK Chevy Silverado. RTK Motorsports in a very comfortable spot here on lap 40 of 125. Plenty of time to get her done. Number 20 of David Casia. Position 16. Ronald with a run with the 78 is going to go with that 78 side by side with the 0 of James Brown down to the inside. James Brown fighting on the outside. Donald Stewart back up. Ronald Klein having to let off a little bit right there. About ready to run over the number 78. David Casia showing a lot of patience out here tonight in the number 20 for position 16. Mark Jackson to 17th position. Now Mark Jackson was our pole sitter of the night. Got caught up into an early caution on his one backup vehicle, but what a trooper. Mark Jackson's still in it to win it, and win it he may. We've had 2 cautions totaling 8 laps, 2 cautions for the first 43 laps of tonight's 125 lap race. Not too bad. Joel Guy, position 18 in the number 91 Patriotic Chevy Silverado. Joel Guy looking very sharp in the red, white, and blue. And purple. Showing his Sport 4 pads, sporting the purple rims. Purple Pride for Mickey Flenny. And people against distracted driving. John Estes in the number 19, back in the 19th spot. In the number 72. Harry Dodd, 1 lap down. Everett Lane, 1 lap down. 2 laps down for Everett Lane. Sean Dewar, 2 laps down as well. Danny Rudy, 2 down for Danny. Joel Wood sitting in 24th, 3 laps down for Joel Wood. Alan Larson, 4 down. John Pansula, 8 down. David Washington into some heavy traffic up here with Travis Browder for our race lead. Brandon charging on that outside. Brandon trying to make a move up there on Travis Browder. David Washington getting very, very close to that wall. Actually, that was Travis Browder getting very close to that wall, almost over driving the Toyota Tundra. Brandon Jenkins waiting for that inside door to be left open a little bit too long by Travis Browder, and he's going to duck and dive. Positions 1, 2, and 3 here on lap 47 of 125. Big shout out there to Kristen Phillips on the KMA TV chat, rooting on Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson currently is in 17th position, Kristen. Started out tonight on the pole position, but after an early caution, Mark had a little bit of bad luck, getting caught up in a big one. But he's got a brand new truck, and he is still out here working hard, working his way up through the field. Right now, looking at Brandon Jenkins, Travis Browder, and David Washington. And they've got traffic coming up with Greg McClendon and the number 40 of Garrett Potts. Heavy traffic out here in front for that number 1 spot. Everybody wants to be number 1, and I tell you what, right now, David Washington, Travis Browder, not quite sure who wants it a little bit more. Garrett Potts side by side with Greg McClendon for positions 4 and 5. Garrett Potts overtaking Greg McClendon. Brandon Jenkins still waiting for that door to come open by Travis Browder. Number 40 of Garrett Potts working his way past Greg McClendon. Brandon with a duck and dive. Can he close that hole up before Travis comes back down? Brandon doing his best to work his way around Travis Browder, but I tell you what, Travis Browder, some tough meat and potatoes tonight, I tell you what. Top 6 drivers in field of view: David Washington, Travis Browder, Brandon Jenkins, Garrett Potts, Greg McClendon up high, Ryan Kuhn up to 5th position. Ryan Kuhn slowly, lap by lap by lap, working his way through this field. Brandon Jenkins tying it up with Brandon side by side. No contact, but I tell you what, this is some great racing going on out here for our top 4 drivers. Caution is out. Danny Rudy caught up into it. But actually, Ivan Garcia in the number 12, looking like he got a little bit of a contact situation there from 01 of John Pansula. Right there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Contact between the 01 and Ivan Garcia. Couldn't really tell who was at fault, though, but Ivan Garcia going for a ride. Third caution of the night involving Ivan and John. Tough break for both of those drivers. I know there's quite a few drivers out here tonight very happy that caution has come out, as Dave Washington will lead them off into pit road. We've got several drivers that are a lap, 2 laps, 4 laps, 8 laps down. So I know quite a few drivers right there very happy to have that caution come out. David Washington probably not one of those happy drivers right now that wanted that caution. He was on a roll. What a race off of pit row right there, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like a stampede coming out of pit row. James Brown in this stampede behind the number 76 of Ronald Klein. How about it, James Brown? Have you got a copy?
Well, good evening, Scott.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I'm just trying to get the handle of this tonight.
Well, we saw you get caught up in one earlier, and I'm pretty sure you're on your backup truck. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Well, how is the track feeling? You said you're trying to get a handle on it. Is it the tires? Is it the track? Is it the other drivers?
No, everybody is so evenly matched. So it's tough to make a pass. You have to be patient and almost have to wait for another driver to make a mistake before you can get around him.
Well, I tell you what, you're not doing bad out here. You are halfway home. You've doubled your starting position to from 26th up to 13th. So you're looking pretty good out here in the Cora Sunday Money Series. But tell us all about Cora Truck.
Well, the Cora Sunday Money Series, the Championship Online Racing Association, is a racing league that we will be starting back up very soon. I've been saying that for a while. But it's a money league, and it's really a whole lot of fun, and it adds a whole new dimension to iRacing.
All righty, copy that. And where can we find out more information about that?
You can find that at www.cora- oh my gosh, Scott, I can't think right now. CoraRacing.com, I'm sorry.
CoraRacing.com. All right, sounds good. You're looking good. Good luck to you, James Brown.
Thank you, Scott.
James Brown getting a little flustered out there. CoraRacing.com. If you'd like to check out their Sunday Money Series. Drivers getting lined up, getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Garrett Potts has made his way up to second position. Side by side with David Washington. Devin Armstrong up to third. Ryan Kuhn up to fourth. Lap 57 of 125. Not quite to that halfway point. .68 laps to go. 4 lead changes, 3 cautions, totaling 12 laps. And away goes David Washington. David Washington leaving nothing to chance. Garrett Potts coming down, coming back up. Garrett Potts not sure where he wants to go. Ryan Kuhn on the outside of Devin Armstrong. Ryan Kuhn losing speed. Garrett Potts back up. Devin back up. This is position 2 we're looking at. Garrett Potts pretty much running for his life. Nearing the halfway point, you want to be up in the front. You need to stay up in the front. Devin with a move to the outside. That'll allow Ryan Kuhn sneaking in that door past Devin. Ryan Kuhn, Devin Armstrong side by side. Garrett Potts maintaining second position. Garrett Potts needs to shut that door. He needs to shut that door on that inside. Ryan Kuhn is banging on that door down on that inside lane. Garrett Potts back up. Devin Armstrong down. Devin Armstrong, he's got a foot in it. He's got a foot in that door down on the inside lane. Ryan Kuhn almost 3 wide right there. Devin Armstrong trying to make a run on Garrett Potts. .51, Travis Browder takes the roll behind Ryan Kuhn. Oh, and there goes. Will that be a caution? That'll be a caution, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be a wreck. Maybe, yes, sir, Bob. That was, I do believe, the number 51, the Travis Browder, but we're going to back that up. No, sir, that was the number 33 of Devin Armstrong. Devin Armstrong, I do believe, the driver that hit the wall. Look at it one more time. Devin Armstrong. Wow, that is weird, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to slow that down, take a look at that. He just jerked to the right and up track, tagging the number 51, 08, the number 23 in it. Douglas Hess involved. Bad Bob front end damage. The number 90 squeaking by. Trucks up on their sides. The number 51 doing a massive flip. Looked like a lot of fun, but not so sure. Travis will agree with that. Travis upside down all around. Dave Acacia. Bad hit for Dave Acacia. Ronald Klein caught up into it as well as the number 31. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. If we thought we saw the big one before, we were mistaken. That was the big one. Race off of pit row under caution, positioning Still very, very important. Mark Jackson in pit row in position 9. Fourth caution of the night at our halfway point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good time to take a couple of quick commercial breaks underneath caution. We'll be right back with you. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, underneath our fourth caution of night 4. 5 lead changes tonight. Lap 65 of 125.60. Laps to go. Greg McClendon, our current race leader. Side by side with David Washington. David Washington has led 35 laps out here tonight. Ryan Kuhn, point leader, leading up in third position here on this restart. He is our point leader in our series we are running. Ryan Kuhn with 3 or 4 wins already. High hopes out here for Ryan Kuhn. Garrett Potts has been putting on a battle tonight, I'll tell you what. Brandon Jenkins making his reappearance out here at position 6. Big start here, Brandon Jenkins. Garrett Potts all over the area. That's David Washington. David Washington coming down, trying to get in front of Ryan Kuhn and shut that door. Washington making some ground up on Greg McClendon. Ryan Kuhn with last lap at 41.522 as Greg McClendon was high too. Greg knows he's possibly no match for the number 98. Here comes Ryan Kuhn. Greg closing that door. Greg's not going to give up that easily, I tell you what. Garrett Potts solid in third place. Now Garrett started out with 5th. Greg left that door open for Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn sticking that bottom lane. There goes Ryan Kuhn coming around to number 23 of Greg McClendon and Garrett Potts to follow. Jackson back up to 5th position. Mark Jackson driving the wheels off that Chevy Silverado. Being rooted on by Kristen and Mama Patty. Mark Jackson caught up to an early caution. And I tell you what, with a little luck, a whole lot of skills, Mark Jackson already back up to position 6th. Side-by-side with the number 78. Trying to get around the number 40. Mark Jackson, our pole sitter for tonight's race. Whoa, hang on to her, Skippy. Mark Jackson almost going on for a ride right there. Donald Stewart on that high side, not going to give Mark an inch right there. Tighter than a hair in a biscuit, I tell you what. Mark Jackson, Donald Stewart, Garrett Potts, what a battle for 4th position. Ooh, Mark Jackson almost a little contact there with the number 78, saying, hello, I am here, brother. Donald Stewart coming down in front of Mark Jackson, goes for a ride. Caution, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Jackson is ready to go. Not sure what happened to Mark Jackson. Ooh, right there it is. Mark Jackson up into the 0-8. I'm not sure who's at fault. I hate making those calls. I think it was a little bit on both of them. Brandon certainly could have done just a little bit of lifting right there. But I tell you what a run Mark Jackson had going on. Tough break for Mark Jackson. Minimal damage, though. Not sure if Mark Jackson will be able to get the Chevy Silverado back out on the track and keep up the speed or not. Mark Jackson using a reset early on. Mark Jackson going to take it into the pit road and get her fixed. Mark Jackson taking that almighty #1 spot tonight. But I tell you what, it has been an up and down battle for Mark Jackson tonight. Mark Jackson doing what he can to get the over-the-top paints and design Chevy Silverado fixed and back out onto that track. How about it, Mark Jackson? Have you got a copy?
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Man, I feel like a pinball right now.
I'll tell you what, we know you got caught up in one earlier, had to use your reset, I assume. So you're, what condition is the truck?
Well, I don't know what the ass end looks like. It got tagged again, but, yeah, burned the reset earlier, so I'm just hoping the spoiler ain't jacked up too much. Gonna try to stay up front.
I tell you what, we are looking around your rear end, and your rear end's looking good, Mark. Not seeing too much damage back there. Your front end's a little busted up, but I tell you what, that is a hell of a paint job. Tell me all about that paint job.
Oh man, my sponsor, John Hedrick, Over the Top Paints and Designs. Anybody out there wants a badass die cast of their iRacing machine, just hit him up, man. He is the guy you want to talk to.
All right, and now you got a couple of fans out there on that KMA TV chat. Anything you got for them?
You know, I want to say hi to Mama Patty, of course, my baby Kristen, and special shout out to Pad Motorsports and Michelle McMaster Eisenhower. Always appreciate their support. And KMA Racing, man, what a deal here. Let's finish this thing out.
All right, good luck to you, Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson running with over-the-top paints and designs along with Devin Armstrong. Devin Armstrong currently is in 9th position. "49 laps to go." Drivers tightening up, going green again, this time by. Taking a quick look at your running order. Dave Washington leading 44 laps. Travis Browder falling 2 down. Mark Jackson sitting in 3rd position with a little bit of a beat-up Chevy Silverado. Hoping it won't affect the draft and the speed he's going to need out of that to get around Greg and David. Donald Stewart's been a contender the last few laps. Craig Kinney sitting in 6th, and Brandon position 5. David Washington leading 44 laps. Would hope to lead another 47 to bring her home tonight. Pace car is in and away goes David Washington. Dave Washington not screwing around tonight. Mark Jackson to the inside of Greg McClendon. Mark Jackson up to position 2. Barely clear of the number 23. Mark, Greg, side by side. Mark Jackson to position 2, but Greg McClendon not giving it up. Greg McClendon will not give it up on that outside lane. Mark Jackson staying very low onto that white line. Greg McClendon down to the inside. Greg McClendon with a pass on Mark Jackson side by side. Mark Jackson falls to 3rd. There was a nice move there by Greg McClendon in the number 23. Here comes Donald Stewart, and we've got contact. Now we still are green, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Jackson, though, slight contact there with Donald Stewart. Mark Jackson able to get it off that track immediately. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it for Mark Jackson tonight. Caution is out. Mark Jackson, as he drove back up onto that track, that is what threw that caution. Caution was not being thrown until the number 3 of Mark Jackson drove up onto that track, such as he did, almost parking the truck in the middle of the field. It's a very odd thing for Mark Jackson to do. And that is exactly what caused Mark Jackson still parked in the middle of the track. Sixth caution of the night. David Washington out there on the front line. Dave Washington hit him off into pit row. Strange turn of events here underneath our sixth caution. Not sure what the situation was with Mark Jackson, if the accelerator was stuck, but if Mark Jackson had not have pulled up onto that track, no caution would have flown. He did a great job of getting it off the track, but as he pulled back onto that track, that caution did indeed fly, and I guess the engine died, I'm not sure, but Mark Jackson sat stationary on that track for at least 5 seconds. So the sixth caution was indeed thrown. Ronald Klein up on that front line. Ronald Klein has yet to lead a lap tonight, but he is indeed on position 1. How about it, Ronald Klein? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Scott. Go ahead.
A little bit of a strange turn of events right there with that sixth caution. Really didn't see that one coming. You're doing pretty good tonight. Talk to me about your race.
It's been pretty rough, Scott. There's the times with these trucks are so close together. It's real difficult to make passes, and guys are making it even more difficult. And it's kind of like driving on a super speedway, to be completely honest. But we didn't have a choice. We're just taking a shot here. We got damage on the truck. We're going to stay out. And honestly, I'm counting on another caution, Scott.
Yeah, you know, at the way things are going, they might be. Now, last night I hear they had a pretty good Xfinity race. Do you think it is the vehicle, or do you think it's the attitude?
I think it's the vehicle. The trucks, we were all within a couple tenths of each other. I mean, in really close tenths of each other. There was so many guys were in the 0.3 and 0.4 range, pretty much all the way back to like 14th, 15th place. So then you can't, then you get a little bit of draft with these things, and it's just really, really difficult to pass. And when you get that draft, it's going to bring everybody closer. That's why you're seeing these big packs of cars, and that's the byproduct of big packs is somebody makes an aggressive move or doesn't move right at the right time, you're gonna get into the guy next to you.
Well, I tell you what, you've got some pretty stiff competition out there with David Washington and Ryan Kuhn. Your first time up on that restarting pole position. Are you going to get a big run?
Like I said, the truck's damaged. I did this just to try to make up some spots, and hopefully if another caution comes out, I can kind of bury myself in the middle and just get a decent finish out of it. I'm out here for the points. I'm not out here for the win. I'd love to win, obviously, but the truck's not capable of doing it tonight. And just kind of see what we can get.
All right, good luck to Ronald Klein and RTK Motorsports. Nice looking truck, by the way.
Copy that. I'd like to give a big shout out to John Hendrick at Over Top Paints and Designs. If you need the paint job done, go see him. Best in the business.
All right, copy that. Ronald Klein sitting up on that number 2 position. By the time things get sorted out, it'll be Greg and Ronald Klein leading us off on our next restart. Ronald Klein with a big run, trying to get a run. Dave Washington up in second position. Number 90, Craig Kenny trying to come underneath. Greg McClendon. Craig Kenny, Greg McClendon fighting for third position. Ryan Kuhn making his way up through that pack. Ryan Kuhn up to fourth. Ryan Kuhn all over the rear end of Craig Kenny. Greg McClendon fighting back on that outside lane. David Washington glued to that outside lane. Heavy traffic here bearing down on the damaged number 76. Somebody's going to get stuck. Somebody is going to get stuck behind the number 76. Looks like it might be Dave Washington. Whoa, there goes the number 90. There goes the number 90. Craig Kenny, Devin into the wall. Ryan Kuhn into the number 90, but I do not think that Ryan was expecting the number 90 to do quite a big of a check as he did. Caused a chain reaction of events with the number 33, the number 40. Several drivers. Nothing big really ever happened. Nobody really tore up into it. But unfortunately, back-to-back cautions, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Klein definitely glad to see this caution coming out. I'll give Ronald Klein a chance to get into pit row. Get a little work done on the RTK Motorsports Chevy Silverado. This should ensure that all drivers will not need to make it back into pit row, assuming they go in now. That will guarantee the fuel load. Seven cautions out here tonight. Ronald Klein staying out. Sean Dewar staying out up to second position. Travis Browder getting his free pass. That'll put Travis Browder back onto that lead lap. Well, good job for Travis Browder. Staying back there getting that lucky dog. How about it, Travis? You got a copy?
Hey, Scott, how are you?
Doing good. You lucky dog, you. Look at you go.
Well, I actually looked at that. I don't know if that was netcode or not on that incident between me and the 01 there, but that was my fault. I apologize on that. I really am sorry, but I'm trying to hang in there, and I'm one lap down now, but hopefully we can get this thing back in the lead lap.
Well, I tell you what, I got complete faith in you, Travis. But what's going on out here? Because those cautions are stacking up.
Oh yeah. It's like you could go wide open for about 10-15 laps on this setup, and then it starts to spread out a little bit, and then the air push starts to come in at about 15 to 20 laps into the run. So we'll see what happens as we get through these next 30 laps.
All right, good luck to you, Travis Browder. Anybody you want to give a big shout out to?
You, Scott, for KMA TV, Becky, all the fans watching, John Hendrick over the Top Paints and Designs.
All righty, good luck to you, Travis Browder.
Thanks, Captain.
Travis Browder being a trooper out here. John Pansula sitting at 7 laps down in pit row. Greg McClendon dropping back to 7th position. Ronald Klein, Sean Dewar, Anthony Poston, Brandon Jenkins still holding strong in position 4. How about it, Brandon? Have you got a copy?
10-4. You hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing tonight?
Doing really well, man. It's been a long time. It's good to hear your voice.
Well, I tell you what, you've been boot scooting, boogieing up through this field. You actually been holding a top 5 most of the night. You think you got a chance at a win tonight?
I am not sure. I had a pretty bad crash, so I don't know how good my car is. And I got some old tires on. I didn't stop because I was in the back. I had like a minute repair.
Well, how is everybody on the track treating you tonight?
Oh, I'm having a blast, man. It's been so long since I raced with you guys. I'm really enjoying it.
Hey, well, I tell you what, I'm enjoying watching you out there. You're in position 4, doing good. Good luck to you.
Well, thank you, sir. Talk to you soon.
Brandon Jenkins out there in the 08, looking like he's got a little bit of front end damage on it, though. Getting ready to go back to racing. David Washington. Got a little bit of work cut out for David Washington. He's restarting in 6th position. 9 lead changes, 7 cautions totaling out 28 laps. David Washington leading 50. Ronald Klein leading 9. Greg McClendon leading 9. Travis Browder 1 lap down leading 20. Number 32 of Danny Rudy showing a bit of right side damage. Not a good thing to have with 32 laps to go. Gearing up, rearing up, revving up. When we go green, 31 laps to get her done. David Washington up high, taking a chance with the 08, and here comes that number 90. Craig Kinney, ass in damage and all, but Craig Kinney moving his way past David Washington. Brandon Jenkins up high, back down low. David Washington very calm, cool, and collected, very precise in the lanes that he is driving. Taking that inside lane away from Craig Kinney. David Washington trying to make a move on Craig Kinney, and does. David Washington up to 4th position. Ryan Kuhn in 8th, Ronald Klein in 1st. Anthony Poston up to 3rd position. Sean Dewar in 2nd position for Old Schools Motorsports. Can you believe it? Sean Dewar in the number 62. Started out 11th tonight. Has brought the number 62 up to 2nd position. David Washington running his heart out tonight side by side with Anthony Poston for 3rd. David Washington with the slight edge on Poston. David Washington up to 2nd position. Makes a move on Ronald Klein in the number 76. "26 laps to go. Dave Washington, Ronald Klein. Awesome battling going on for that race position. Sean Dewar back to position 3. Ryan Kuhn up to 4th. That is a ton of truck in the rearview mirror of Dave Washington. Sean Dewar. Nope, Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn coming around. RTK Motorsports. Ryan Kuhn clearing Ronald Klein. Dave Washington strengthening that lead, but now he's got to contend with Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn behind our race leader at .4. Ronald Klein, Garrett Potts tight in tow. Sean Dewar back to position 5. Brandon Jenkins back to position 5th. Position 5 for Brandon Jenkins. Sean Dewar back to 6th. Craig Kenny still putting up a good fight for 8th, along with Anthony Poston in 7th. Anthony Poston sitting at 1.5 back with 21 laps to go. $18 drivers on the lead lap. Travis Browder, position 19, 1 lap down. Danny Rudy, last car, last truck on the lead lap, position 18. Sean Dewar, Ronald Klein battling for position 4. Garrett Potts up to position 3. David Washington, Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn doing his best to try to chase down the number 98 of David Washington. This is an epic battle right here between Ryan Kuhn and David Washington. Garrett Potts less than a second behind Ryan Kuhn. So it's not over until the Fat Lady sings. Garrett Potts still has a chance to win tonight's race. Ryan Kuhn with a pass on David Washington. Ryan Kuhn working his way around the number 98. 98 fighting back on that outside lane. That has given Garrett Potts 1/10 of a second up. Dave Washington doing everything he can to hold off the number 11. Dave Washington opting up for that high lane. Ryan Kuhn taking that lead away from David Washington on lap 109. Ryan Kuhn leading his first lap of the night. David Washington needing to fight back hard on that inside lane. Garrett Potts getting up here and getting busy. Garrett Potts with a little bit of damage on the Toyota Tundra. Inside lane open for David Washington. David Washington making a move on our race leader, Ryan Kuhn. Ryan Kuhn's up there in the front, and that is exactly where Ryan Kuhn is strongest. But do not count David Washington or Garrett Potts out. Tell you what, folks, very exciting racing here between the number 11, the number 98, and the number 40. Lap 112 of 125, 13 to go, 11 lead changes, 7 cautions, totaling out 28 laps. Sean Dewar sitting back in 4th position, over 2 seconds back, with his teammate Joel Wood. Looks like Old School may get a 4th and a 5th. Garrett Potts has gotten around David Washington. Garrett Potts going for Ryan Kuhn. Strange turn of events out here tonight indeed. Ryan Kuhn with block down. Garrett Potts driving the wheels. Ryan Kuhn, David Washington, Garrett Potts, positions 1, 2, and 3 with 11 to go. Dave Washington possibly slowing down a little bit. May have drove the wheels off a little bit too early. Garrett Potts possibly sitting there with plenty of tire left, waiting for his move to go. Ryan Kuhn starting to pull away. Two-tenths of a second, 3/10 of a second. Big run coming forward, Dave Washington and Garrett Potts. Dave Washington down below Ryan Kuhn. Dave Washington taking the lead back as we approach lap 117 of 125. Maybe not, maybe not. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan finding it back on the outside lane with Garrett Potts tight in tow. Ryan Kuhn taking that lead right back. Garrett Potts with that right rear damage definitely holding his own. Dave Washington, Ryan Kuhn, Garrett Potts. What a great few laps we've had. This could be our top 3, ladies and gentlemen. If we hold her down to caution free with no mistakes. Garrett Potts trying to work his way around David Washington. David Washington fighting back. Caution is out. Danny Rudy bringing out our 8th caution of the night. And I tell you what, that is a caution I know those top 3 drivers did not want to see come out tonight. Now I tell you what, the interesting question now is who will go into pit road to take tires and who won't. We all know how important tire wear is. By the time we get back to Green Flag Racing, we're going to have about a 3-lap shootout. Ryan Kuhn Dave Washington, Garrett Potts clearly staying out, along with Sean Dewar and Joel Wood. Wow. I tell you what, I don't know about that one, folks. Let's get down there and talk to one of our drivers. How about it, Sean? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
I tell you what, we're up here in the blimp watching you guys, and you lost a little bit off there, Ryan Kuhn, David Washington, and Garrett Potts. So I'm pretty sure you were probably glad to see this caution come out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to end the race. But early in the race, I got caught up in somebody else's mistakes and got 2 laps down. So I'm extremely happy to where I am right now. I got my teammate behind me, and Joe Wood, who he got 3 laps down. He's managed to work his way back up. So Old School's doing pretty good considering.
Very impressive run tonight for Old Schools. But I'll tell you what my main concern is, Ryan Kuhn, David Washington, Garrett Potts, Sean, you stayed out. Joel, you stayed out. How are those tires burned up? Because I tell you what, there's been some hard racing going on up in the top 5.
Yeah, mine are gone. Joel is still good. He's kind of with these 3 guys in front of me. He went in with them. Mine's completely shot, and nobody else is pitting behind me, which the closest one to me is Ronald Klein. So, that's all I can do is just hope I finish. If I can get a top 5, I'll be happy. But teammate will get around me. He's got fresher tires, and he pitted with these 3 front guys here. He just had to make his way up from 17th spot to get here. So,
all right, well, I tell you, y'all are doing a hell of a run out here tonight. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Scott.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, going to be interesting here. 120 in the books. 5 to go. Fat Lady is warming up her voice. It's going to be over very soon, folks. Ryan Kuhn leading 11 laps out here tonight. Ryan Kuhn opted not to qualify tonight, so he started back in 19th position. David Washington started in 4th. He's currently off in 2nd position. Garrett Potts started 3rd, up in 5th. Sean started 11th, up to 4th, and his teammate Joel Wood started 23rd, up to 5th position. Possibly our biggest mover of the night, number 79, Joel Wood. Tell you what, got give a big shout out there to the Old Schools. Doing an awesome job out here tonight, just with the way that they're representing themselves. Drivers lined up. Looking like we're going to have about a 3-lap shootout. Still anybody's game. Ronald Klein back in 6th position. He could win it. Anthony Poston back in 7th. Bob Wells in 8th. Up and down night for Everett, and he's in 10th. Anybody's game as of yet. Pace car is in. Whoa, and there goes Sean Dewar with a spin out. We had talked about the damage done by loose tires. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what happened. The number 62 of Sean Dewar took it off and spun it. But no caution will fly. Tough break there for Sean. His night is over. Ryan Kuhn, Garrett Potts, David Washington. Caution is out. Looks like the number 24, a lot of checking up going on. crazy, insane night. I do believe Danny Rudy was a little bit slower on that track. Travis Browder caught up into the 79. 79 laying on those brakes, taking a rear end hit. Trying to lock her down. Right there, I do believe that may have been the cause of it. I do believe Everett Lane was coming up on so much. Nope, right up there in the top. Ronald Klein. Well, that would have been our restart. I tell you what, folks. Crazy night out here at Charlotte tonight. I'll put Ryan Kuhn, Garrett Potts, David Washington for positions 1, 2, and 3. And I tell you what, folks, that is going to be the night. These drivers will not go back to green flag racing. We are showing 124 of 125. That will put Ryan Kuhn winning tonight's race under caution. Going to go on and start up those post-race interviews. How about it, Dave? Have you got a copy?
You.
Well, I tell you what, this is going to wrap her up, will it not?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Good job running out here tonight. You had yourself a little bit more competition than usual with Garrett and Ryan. Tell me about it.
You want the truth or you want me to tell you something different?
Well, Garrett's in channel with us, but tell me what the fans want to hear.
No, it wasn't so much for Garrett. It was more for Ryan. I slowed down so he can catch the draft so it wouldn't look so kind of boring, the leader taking off and leaving everybody. I figured I'd have some fun, slow down, and keep with these guys and do some racing.
Well, I tell you what, you put on one hell of a show tonight. Talk to me real quick about any sponsors you got out there, Dave.
This one I'm solo on, but my team is Team Aegis, pretty much A-car team. It just focus on A-car only, and I come over here with you guys to have fun in the trucks and learn how to drive the B-car and race the A-car.
Well, I tell you what, Dave Washington, you led the most laps out here tonight, leading 59. Put on a hell of a show and kept us entertained. Good job, Dave Washington.
Appreciate it.
How about it, Garrett Potts? Have you got a copy?
I do. How's it going, Scott?
Doing good. Had a lot of fun out here for you. This is a big win, or a big second place for you, Garrett Potts.
Yes, it is. It keeps us close in the contention for the points. And after last week, getting my first third place and followed up with the second place, there's only one place to go from here. So we're going to work on that for the rest of the year. And we had a good run with David there. I raced him as hard as I've raced anybody. I think he's a really talented driver. So hats off to him. So I had a lot of fun, and I got to thank everybody who lets me get out here. Thank Courtney for letting me get out here and race. And Potts Racing starting in 2018 in the right direction, so maybe we can take it over to the dirt and do the right thing.
All right, there you go. Positive attitude, bringing good things to Potts Racing. Good job, Garrett.
Thank you, Scott. All
righty, Ryan, talk to me.
Gotcha, buddy.
Well, you're no stranger here. You know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it was a fun race all night. I kind of struggled at the beginning trying to figure out the track, and then right at the end there I figured it out, and the top line was coming right in. And this is honestly my favorite track on the schedule. I was looking for this week the most. This has been statistically wise my best track in anything, even the Legends Oval here. But I'd like to thank Race Agent, Carolina Drones, Race Agent, Carter Whedon, Glenn, Grant, everyone over there, my teammates that really couldn't finish tonight. Sucks for them. I mean, but it is what it is. Stuff happens, and we'll see what we can do next week. I don't know if I'll be able to make Friday night or not, because I've had computer problems, and I'm sending mine out tomorrow morning to get it fixed. So it depends if we get it back in time. Then I'll be just 50-50 chance to be here Friday. So you never know. Could show up. And yeah, great race tonight. I had a lot of fun with David and everyone else. Garrett, solid second place finish for Garrett. Shout out to Bob Wells in 5th in Team Speak with me. He finished great too. Ronald Klein up there it was a lot of fun.
All right, good job, Ryan Kuhn, taking a huge lead out there on those points. Good job, Ryan Kuhn.
Thank you.
Ryan Kuhn winning tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. What a run out here tonight. Had a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to take a look at those race results, and then we're going to get on out of here. I'm Scott Kolovic. This is KMA TV, and we'll check you out on Friday.